Hello, Rubies. Welcome back. And we are here for another episode, Rubies. I am so excited. I will be posting the first Patreon video this upcoming week. I will definitely be posting it on my page so y'all know when it goes live. And God has won. Because I remember in the last video, I told the Rubies that I was just waiting for God to come through on the situations. And let me tell you, He won. He won. It was a battle. But I am very excited to start the series now for that battle that I had in my life on my Patreon for you all. But this is going to be an introduction episode to the part one that I will definitely be posting soon right after that. So we have a lot of videos that are going to be coming out this week. So Rubies, with that being said, one of the things that I want you to realize in the real world as a gifted woman, a beautiful woman, a very intelligent woman, no one is coming to save you. I learned this heavily as I was undergoing a lot of warfare for a blessing. I felt like Job and I wrestled for my blessing. Okay? I felt like I had to wrestle for my blessing with an angel. That's how I felt. And God did prevail in a situation, which I know He would have. But like I said, it takes time. You don't know when God's timing is going to come through, but you know it will be on time. Okay? So this is an introduction episode on why. I know for a very long time, I was always looking for persons to save me. And not save me being that I am helpless, but I always tried to seek support. So I always felt that people would just willingly support me like I would support people. But that is a gift and a grace that God has given us, rubies and gifted women, that we have enough to pour into people. And people do not always take that very good. And I noticed this on jobs and dating and everyday life. If people feel as you have it easier as a gifted woman, they're not coming to save you. You literally have to stop looking for people to save you as an attractive, gifted woman, because many people are jealous of your privilege. This is something you cannot avoid. I used to think that maybe one day I will walk into an environment where everybody wants to support you. It does not work like that. And I could not help to really sit down after the situation that God prevailed. I could not help but to sit down and wonder why for such a long time I was so offended when persons did not want to help me. And it was because I felt everybody was me. I felt that because I help people, that people would want to help me in return. So I am going to give you the reasons why no one is coming to help you. And the quicker you realize this as a gifted woman, the quicker you can start to move on with your life and literally allow the attacks of the enemy to roll off of your shoulder. Number one, your beauty and gifts are a blessing, but they come with pressure. Nothing good in this world does not come where somebody doesn't want to kill, steal, and destroy, because you have it. This is why they rob banks. This is why they rob jewelry stores, because people want access to nice things that they did not work for. So when people see you are a fit woman, an attractive woman, an intelligent woman, a woman full of wisdom, not understanding that some of these attributes that you have were from God. However, some of these attributes you learn through life, and you just decided to make a different decision from the masses. Many persons don't understand that it comes at a cost. Beauty comes at a cost. Wisdom comes at a cost. Having it together, both of them together, a cost. A lot of women want access to Ruby's gifts. They want access to your life, but they're not truly ready to wrestle for the blessing. They're not ready to wrestle for the blessing. And this is going to be an episode that I want you to understand. Many persons will want your anointing, but they ain't ready for the oil. They're not ready for the crushing. They are not ready for the pruning. They are not ready for things that comes with this anointing. I don't want you to ever feel beauty, brains, wittiness, confidence does not come with an attack. There's a target on your back the minute that the enemy sees sanctified gifts. There's a target on your back. I would be amiss if I told you that I didn't wrestle for my blessing like Job and Jacob. I would be amiss to tell you that I didn't feel like my hip pop out of place like Jacob. I would be amiss if I didn't tell you that to be as Job was somebody that was protected. The enemy went to God and said, there's a hedge of protection around Job, so I can't do anything to Job. But Job's life, everything that Job had, his riches, his family, land, animal stock, right? I put a target on his path. You think the enemy, I'm sure I can assure you, if Job was in poverty, the enemy would have not selected Job. This is how you have to look. This is how you have to look at your life as a spiritual and a gifted woman. There will always be a target on your back. So therefore, you have to get out the mindset that somebody is coming to save you, because there's automatically a target on your back because you have these attributes. It took me a long time to deal with this. So therefore, when I started to shift my mindset, I realized there's just some people I cannot trust. There are just some people in this world that just want to take from myself and other rubies alike because they just have that spirit in them. But because you are a gifted woman, you will wrestle just like Jacob for the blessing. You will wrestle just like Jacob for that blessing. And it comes with bruising. It comes with crying. Can I tell you, a 5-year prophecy on my life? I cried every year for 5 years. And that's why I said I'm going to post that story on my YouTube channel, because now that God has the victory, 5 years. Do I feel that did I have to go through this 5 years of let me say, turmoil? No, I know some of it was because of my ignorance, because I didn't know how to read the room. I lacked discernment. However, just as the Bible tells us, he will restore the years that the locusts and the cankerworms came to eat up. So therefore, because of grace, God allowed myself to be redeemed after ignorance. And because of that, I paid a price. And persons around me might feel like I don't deserve the blessing. I went through immense warfare this whole year, and it's only May. I went through immense warfare with people. I was dealing with spirits of jealousy and confusion a lot. That spirit, literally, I'm telling you right now, and I'm going to get back to the topic, but I have to share this. I feel like the enemy just say jealousy, chaos, confusion, monitoring spirits, go and attack now. I was fighting that spirit every other day, binding that spirit. The spirit go, it come back again. Not on me, but on people. So spiritual warfare is so real for gifted woman. I don't know what the enemy saw in the spiritual realm. I don't know what growth he saw in the spiritual realm. But whatever it was he saw, baby, he assigned people to me. He assigned some spirits to me. That's why I could tell you, the quicker you learn that no one is coming to save you, the quicker you understand your gifts as a ruby and a gifted woman, the quicker you can start to actually plan accordingly. It is strategy. So I had to start moving strategic. I had to have some people around me. I had to understand the people that was around me. I had to understand how people was working. I had to understand people that were just there to manifest themselves, to just be, I don't even know the word to describe the annoyance. They were like mosquitoes. And because I'm going through, I'm telling you, spiritual warfare is so real. I'm dreaming about the enemy now. I'm seeing the enemy in my dreams. The same people I'm seeing manifested in my dream with spiritual animals that are not supposed to be there. I'm anointing my home. This is what you go through. So I just want you to know there will always be a target on your back. There will always be a target on your back as a gifted woman. And just because of that, nobody is coming to save you, because they feel as if that you are already privileged. And remember, I told y'all there are different privileges in this world. You have pretty privilege, you have proximity privilege, you have intelligence privilege, you have networking privileges. There are so many privileges in this world. And if you learn how to capitalize on this as a gifted woman, people will automatically begin to hate you. People will automatically begin to hate you. So, you naturally draw attention. Let's get back to point number 1. Your beauty and gifts are a blessing because they come with pressure. You naturally draw attention, opportunities, or admiration, but it often triggers envy in people. So there are people that they admire me and then they automatically switch into envy. I've seen it myself. I've seen people admire me and then in the same breath become very envious of me. People don't always want to help you. They want to compete with you, use you, or dim you. So this is why you cannot you know where your help coming from. You better look up from above. You better look above, because your help will come from the Lord. You cannot, man will fail you, and not just men that have penises. I mean, men, flesh will fail you. Number 2, jealousy is subtle, but I want you to understand jealousy is so real. Jealousy is one of those spirits that it's very, 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 very crafty. And I look at jealousy as a very intelligent spirit. I look at jealousy as somebody very manipulative, somebody very cunning. Jealousy is one of those spirits that its ultimate goal is to kill. I feel like jealousy is that spirit ultimate goal is to destroy, to annihilate and assassinate. Because jealousy leads literally to unaliving. Okay? That spirit there is a very heavy spirit. And whilst I was going through this immense warfare, I took myself off of platforms that persons could find me and watch me, because they were trying to literally, I felt in the spirit, I felt that in discernment I was being watched. I felt it. I automatically felt it. And I felt like in the season I had to be hidden. Okay? Even close friends and sometimes mentors can secretly resent what you carry, because they feel like it's better than their gift, but nobody's gift is better than nobody else's own. The reason that you feel that my gift is better is because you see me using my gift more. You see the effects of me using the gift more, but you feel like your gift isn't good because you're not using it. That's why people envy others, because we're focused on what somebody is doing, but we're not focused on what we have to do. Okay? It exposes insecurities, and your confidence, your voice, and your presence around others can expose that. Light will always run away darkness. Okay? They may smile, but they are hoping that you fall. Number 3, some people won't save you because they expect you to always win. I was going through a season of immense warfare, and I wanted to go. Remember, I told y'all I wanted to take on something else. Anytime gifted women, one of the tactics of the enemy is to confuse you with 2 options. One is not of God and one is. And I felt that because I was familiar with the environment and the people in the environment, that they would want to help. No, they didn't. They did not. Imagine if I really needed help from those persons, because I was going through a time in my life I felt I should have seek better options. And persons don't help you because they understand how much you propel. So because you already have that spirit of bouncing back, you have a spirit of resilience on you, because people always expect you to win, they're not going to help you. Because they feel as if they're making life easier for you, or they're giving you more trajectory to propel even further. So women, rubies, you will never be assisted. You'll never. All of your health has to be spiritually connected. So when I started to pray prayers, I had to start praying for God to send destiny helpers. I had to start praying for favor. Let me tell you something. These were the things that I had to do in order to get the blessing that I got. Now, I had to go. I was praying a lot. Okay? You are the one who has it all. The one who always figures it out. Not understanding that you don't always figure it out. God just always makes a way, because you're understanding principles and biblical rules. So when I started to apply the rules of engagement of the Bible, that's when I started to see results. I did not see results. That's why I told you I went through a 5-year period of wrestling for a blessing that I didn't have to. But the minute that I started to use the rules and I started to engage the word, I realized that it shifted. When I started to fast, it shifted. Okay? So when you're drowning emotionally, they dismiss your pain, or they downplay your needs because they can't picture you as somebody who struggles. They feel as, so when you're hurting as a gifted woman, as a ruby, other women do not care. They don't care. Especially if you're a beautiful woman, they don't care. Because they feel as if that you already have an advantage that they do not have. I know it hurts, it stings, but this is the reality of life. This is the reality of life. Number 4, many people only love you when you are dimmed, when you're not as shiny, when you're not a ruby shining, when you're not in the showcase at the shop, when you are not the one that they put the gloves on before they handle you. Those people, they love to see you dimmed. See, when you shine too bright, you walk into a room and shift the atmosphere. People prefer the version of you that is tired, confused, and dependent, because it feels less threatening to their ego. So because you are already shining bright like a diamond, persons are automatically going to say, too bad. Because you're already shining bright, and they prefer the their version of them that does not make their egos feel threatened. That's why I tell you there are certain attacks on certain gifted women and rubies. There are certain attacks that are on your life. The minute that you came out of the womb, there was an attack assigned to you. Some attacks doesn't come out until certain seasons. Some spirits hide until there's a particular season. And I realized, remember I tell you I was dealing with monitoring spirits, that spirit of jealousy, that spirit of mocking and mimicking. That spirit was always lingering around in the background as I grew older, But when there was certain seasons in my life, I noticed that spirit come up even more. It just moved from out of the background and say, it's my time. There are spirits that lurk until they can be more effective. Remember, I tell you the enemy is very strategic. So like I said, anytime a promotion came up, that particular spirit came forefront. It's not the first time that I've dealt with people with that spirit. I never defeated it until now. I didn't defeat that spirit with the help of God until now. But that spirit always was there. Because whatever assignment the enemy thought was on my life, that spirit stayed there until it was time to attack. So it wouldn't attack when it cannot be as effective. So that spirit attacked, and anytime that spirit attacked, before I knew how to deal with it, baby, I was hurt. That spirit used to hurt me, like break my heart, tear me apart, crying. Okay? But that spirit stayed in the shadows, even though there were signs the spirit was always there, but it only actually intensified its attacks on me at certain seasons in my life. So you have to understand there are going to be some spirits that are always there. They're just monitoring until there's a time to attack. I'm sure Satan did the same thing to Job. He did waited till Job had everything, and that's when he wanted to attack. There are going to be spirits there that when you are walking in a manifestation that God has for you, that's when they attack. This is spiritual. This is war. This is war. Okay. All right. Number 5. Waiting for a savior keeps you in cycles of disappointment. So when you keep going to every work environment, every family function, every friend setting, looking for somebody to just understand you, you will stay in cycles of disappointment. Why are you trying to please the world? You're supposed to be pleasing God. That's how I look at it. Whether it's a man, a mentor, or a friend, expecting rescue leaves you broken every single time. So when you're looking for love in a relationship, when you're looking for somebody to love you, the enemy will send you a man that is a warlock. When you are looking to grow in your career, the enemy will send you co-workers that are secretly working against you because he knows your goal. When you're looking to have friendship and fellowship with people, not saying that you cannot, but your first fellowship is not with God, he will send you people that will always stab you in the back. God didn't design your elevation to be based on them. He is calling you to rise, to lead, and to stand. You have to learn how to stand on your own as a gifted woman in spirit and in truth, because the enemy wants you to be tainted by affiliation with the wrong crowd. You are gifted, you are beautiful, but that doesn't mean your journey will be easier. Let me say it again. You are gifted and you are beautiful, but it does not mean your journey will be easier. Get it out of your head. Your journey becomes easier when you apply the gifts that you have in situations that may arise, but that does not mean that the darts of the enemy will not come. It does not mean that. For a long time I used to think because God made me such an awesome person, that awesomeness supposed to be around me all the time. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. However, the Bible told us that the weapons will not prosper, but he never told us they will not form. And when you understand this as a gifted woman, you will start to get through life much better. So therefore, I don't trust everybody. Therefore, I understand why my spirit don't take to everybody. Therefore, I understand why I don't want certain people around me. Therefore, I understand. I understand that some people just will not mix with me because oil and water don't mix. Darkness and light don't mix. I understand that no matter where I go, any giant, anywhere that the Lord allows me to thread, where my feet may land, that I may conquer wherever that is, I have to remember that there is a spirit and there is a demon, there is a principality over that region that is waiting to assign attacks towards gifted women, regardless of where you are, to stop you. The enemy purpose is only to unalive, destroy, and to steal. So therefore, as a gifted woman, if you have a bag full of jewelry, and this is why you have to learn protection. So imagine carrying a bag full of diamonds, and then on the bag you have real diamonds, and you're in a sketchy neighborhood. You don't think you're going to get robbed? That's how a lot of gifted women are. You are so exposed. People could look at you and see that you're a diamond and a ruby. But then there's no protection. You don't care. You don't get no pepper spray. You don't carry no pew-pew. You ain't with no man. You just out there walking exposed. That's how the enemy see gifted. A lot of gifted women, he's you so exposed, so he comes and attack you. No matter where, because you are in that area, in that neighborhood, you can't control how other people's mindsets are in that neighborhood. They are only looking to what? To unalive, to steal, and destroy. That is how the enemy is. You are in the world. You are in his playground. So he will always look to unalive, steal, and destroy. So the only thing that you can do is actually protect yourself. And how do you do this? You stop going to the sketchy neighborhoods carrying the diamonds. So you know what that means? You flee. You flee. You flee from certain situations and sins that leave you exposed. You go to a better neighborhood. You live there. You don't go on the side of town where you don't need to be. A lot of us get attacked because we go on the side of towns that we don't need to be. Example given, dealing with warlocks. We leave ourselves exposed. The attacks will come because just because you're not living in the sketchy neighborhood doesn't mean the sketchy neighborhood mindset persons will not come in the good neighborhoods to rob and to destroy and to unalive. However, there are security mechanisms in your neighborhood watches, the police patrol, a camera system, alarm, right? So when these people try to attack you, that there are certain systems in place to alarm you, to alert you, to protect yourself even more. This is how you need to operate as a gifted woman. So there are certain things you need to study. You need to understand the patterns. You need to understand your gift, the warfare. And when you understand it, then you can strategically protect yourself with the help of God. That is how it is. You have big diamond and ruby energy around you. You have to protect yourself. Stop leaving yourself exposed. And one of the very ways we leave ourselves exposed as rubies is thinking somebody is coming to automatically help us. The robber already done see that you have a bag full of diamonds. Of course, he would help you in the car and never rob you still. That's what a lot of us going through life doing. We know we have the diamonds. The robbers say, let me give you a ride, and then you still get robbed. That's how the enemy operates as well. You're right there waiting for somebody to come and help you. And then when you get the wrong help, you sitting down crying mad. I used to be just like that, sitting down crying, huffing and puffing, ready to blow the house down, not realizing that I was not exercising the gift of discernment. I was not exercising. I was not strengthening my forces around me. I was not fasting. I was not praying. I didn't know the word. This thing come with sense, Ruby. Nobody coming to save you. That's why I'm here to help you. All right, Rubies, thank you for coming to another episode on our channel. And I will see you next time. Bye.